Thanksgiving from Tom, and then go to Tom Booth.
Just proud of our guys. You know, it was a tough loss last week, and just to be able to bounce back from that and to regroup and address, you know, some things that you wanted to address early in the week. And I thought our guys responded by having a really good week of practice, and I think that they showed that in their performance and the way we started. Did not like how we finished the half defensively. We let up, obviously. Can't do that. But I thought special teams was really, really special. Just really, Coach Casey Teagard's done a phenomenal job with that group. They have 2 block punts, 1 for a touchdown, punt return for a touchdown, long kickoff return. Just overall excellent job in special teams there. So all 3 areas did a lot of good things, and it was great to get Michael out there and get him comfortable and playing the way he did, and just our offense running the football. And they had some, I thought they were really strong in the box, and I knew running the football wasn't going to just be a given for sure. We got to execute. So, thought our guys did a good job bouncing back, just getting positive momentum for the future. Questions?
Tom, you've had your hands on special teams units in your career for a long, long time. You know how much you value that as for what it means for a game. But
Sure.
Tonight to have so many big special teams plays really not only points out of a tip the field constantly. Can you talk just a little bit about how that all mattered so much tonight?
Well, it really did, and we make such a huge emphasis on special teams. I mean, I am in every single meeting, and that's not just, you know, that's on purpose. You know, I want our guys to know how important they are. I interject a lot. Casey does a tremendous job, and Ryan McInerney's his quality control guy does a phenomenal job studying film and getting us in a great position. But the players know how important special teams are to us, and we work on them so much. But the challenge was, hey, let's make those game-changing plays. And we've always been really solid the last few years. I said now it's time to, you know, help us, you know, go win a game. You know, we have 3 DNAs for each area, and you know, for providing the winning edge is number 1 for special teams. Be at your best when it counts the most, and make game-changing plays. And they lived those 3 out tonight, and I thought it was awesome.
Ravi and then Zach.
Coach, defensively, you guys get the strip sack, at least a touchdown. I think at one point in time you guys were up 28-0, and they only had 19 total yards at that point. Your thoughts on the defense? How well in your mind did they perform tonight?
Well, I thought that really good intensity in the beginning, just dominated them up front, and I expected us to. I thought we needed to. I thought we should. That's nothing. I just felt like our guys needed to play that way, and they did. And you know, that the drive out for half was really pretty much all they had in the whole first half. But just ability to close everything, the windows off, and you know, they've done a good job. I mean, when you watch their film, and Coach Peter does a tremendous job moving the football. They've scored a lot of points, and they've done a good job against a lot of good people. And so I thought Coach Warren did a great job of good playing, very, very sound. And he just made some good adjustments there to be able to keep our guys, you know, able to be in position, because they're throwing a lot of quick stuff and getting the ball out fast after we got a lot of pressure on them early. And those are hard. And I'll tell you what, number 80 he's an All-American, and you see why. Unbelievable ball skills, and he does that every single game, you know. And so he made some great catches tonight, so hats off to him. So, but just felt like that our defense played well. You know, they made it hard to get a lot of interceptions because of the kind of balls they were throwing, and they haven't really fumbled the ball hardly at all, you know. So we obviously got that big early sack cost fumble, which is huge. So very, very good performance by our defense, I thought.
Zach and then Dustin.
Just following on from that, just to what extent do you almost look to that unit to kind of set a tone for you? Still getting Michael back comfortable, still sort of figuring some things out, Luke back on the offensive line, but with all the experience you have on defense, do you almost kind of challenge him to sort of say, we start with you?
That's it. And that was the challenge this week. You know, when we had our time together, each side of the ball, and then we had our coordinators meeting on Thursday, and then that's what I told, you know, Coach Warren, and I told our team, defensive guys on duty, that I expect them to set the tone for this whole team and for each game, and to create the takeaways and flip the field position, and to be able to complement our offense and set them up. You know, as all offenses kind of take a while to get going every single year. It's always a timing and obviously Michael's situation coming back from his injury, and so just to help them with that. And so I just feel like that, yeah, that's a group that that's the expectation. I didn't think we did that the week before. We obviously did not, and it made a difference. And special teams, same thing. I challenged them. You guys flip the field position with returns and with, you know, a block punt. You know, which, you know, you block a punt for a touchdown, and your chance to win a game is, you know, 89%. You know, so That was huge. And like you said, it's been, what do they say, since 1969 that we've had 2 special teams touchdowns in a game. That's pretty awesome. So, once again, hats off to Coach T-Guard for that. But yeah, I thought the defense, we got a lot of guys on that side of the football that played a lot of football, and that is the challenge that we've given to them. And I expect them to step up and set the tone, and that's what they did tonight.
Dustin and Kevin.
Javon Swinton obviously didn't make the trip last week, comes out, gets 2 touchdowns in about a minute this week, I guess. What did he do to get himself into trouble in the first place? What did he do to get himself out of trouble and get him in a position where he got to play a lot today, and just now nice wasn't to see him contribute the way that he did?
Yeah, it was just a situation where violated team rules, and we hold our guys accountable for that. And he learned a valuable lesson, and I feel like that he is a guy that it didn't surprise me. The plays that he made today, he makes them every day. He's been one of our better receivers since he got here, and just really, really love his ball skills, his route running ability, his toughness, his just competitive spirit about him. So, but to me, the way he got out was just, accepting accountability, responsibility for his actions, serving that, the suspension, and then being able to come back and do what he did tonight. A big part of special teams, and obviously got a touchdown catch. So, he's a young man that I'm really excited for his future.
Kevin and Griffin.
Your thoughts about Mike today in terms of steps from week 1 to week 2, coming off the week 1 performance, and that first drive also being able to, get 18 plays and generate that drive.
Yeah, I thought that it was a really good next step. If I just kind of go through and you look at it and evaluate it, obviously last week was really rough, and to be able to come back from that, and I understand, that it wasn't the same opponent, but at the same time, a lot of respect for them and how hard their kids play and how well coached they are. So, bottom line is that I thought it was a really good, positive step in the right direction for him, and I feel like he got more comfortable standing in there and making plays and making throws, and it's just got to continue to grow and develop. And obviously, the opponent will intensify here real fast next week, but the bottom line is we were able to make positive steps in the direction that we needed to make to help this team continue to move forward and get better.
Griffin, then we'll wrap with Peegs.
Yeah, Coach, I'm not misunderstood. This is the largest sporting event Indiana has actually hosted since before the pandemic. Just curious what you kind of felt in the atmosphere when I have the students back.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, our student section was unbelievable. I mean, they were there an hour before kickoff, loud. I just want to thank them. I tried to go over there and thank them again, and a lot of them had been left, but then I understand why. But man, just what an unbelievable atmosphere that they create, and just all of our fans, and just people coming on. The attendance was really, really good tonight, and I know next week's already sold out. It's awesome, and I just appreciate it so much. It means so much to our players. I know they noticed it immediately, when they came out during warm-ups, and they were engaged. They weren't just sitting there. They were into it. And I just really appreciate our students, and that student section was awesome. And it's got to continue, and I know it will. And just our fans, just everybody coming and supporting us, and it just means the world to me. And it's just great to have the fans back. I wish they could have been here a year ago for last year's season, but at the same time, this is where we are, and I really appreciate everything that they did tonight to make it special, and let's continue to grow in that as well, because that gives us a home field advantage, and that's what we need in the big games we got coming up.
Peegs, last one. This is Mike Peegs. Peegs, Mike.
Coach, you had Matthew Bedford moved over to guard and Luke Hager's back. Was this the offensive line you wanted to start the year with? And what did you see from that?
I thought, yes, to answer your question, it was the offensive line that we expected to start the season with, and this really was how we moved through the majority of fall camp until the week before the Iowa game when Luke got hurt. So, I thought they were very solid. I'll go back and watch the film. It's hard to kind of see everything in that, as it's happening, but just talking to the coaches throughout the game. Still got things to work on, even just because I think a lot of times O-line play, especially when you got guys that work together. Matt Bedford beside, Caleb Jones, those 2 guys working together. Michael Kiddick working beside, Luke Hager, those 2 guys working together. So that was completely flipped, whenever Luke wasn't in there, because we had to move, Matt all the way out to tackle, So then he creates 2 sides of the ball that have a new combination working together. So there's no doubt that is the combination that we want. I feel like it puts our best 5 guys on the field, and that to me, they just got to keep working together. It's about communication. all the combos, all the movements, all the twists that you guys get. Sometimes we got a couple of those we gave up tonight that we'll keep getting better at. And I thought they had a good D-line. They really did. I mean, I noticed that on film and knew they were going to be a challenge to us. And two really good inside guys that I thought were as big and as good. And the one weighs 360, and he's strong and he's tough. And he's a good player. I found him after the game, shook his hand, and number 0 saying he was 305 and just really good football players, you know. So just respect those guys. And so working together, I thought they did a good, solid job for sure. But we've got to continue to improve.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Awesome.